So this is my office. This is where I work. This is right next to me to my left side. My desk is right over there, is where I work. And this is 12 months of postcards for 2024. In this video, I'm going to do something a little different. This is something new for me, and I'm excited about it. I'm hoping it works. I went through the numbers, and I'm going to take you through my little journey here. Last year, I bought a lot of postcards. I did a lot of buying or people stuff. I ended up with a big backstock. And a lot of people are asking me, can you sell some lots? And I usually don't do lots because I'm not a big sorter and stuff like that, and I don't want to disappoint anybody with some cards or whatever. I want to sell them at a price that they can make some money on, and it's worth it. Throw a little extra in. It just takes a little bit of time, and I'm just not a big lotter. But so many people have asked. I said there's a need out there, so I went ahead with my little Ko-Fi store and lotted some cards up. And what I did is I just went over and grabbed a box, tried to make sure they're all USA or whatever they are. And I didn't take any out. If I saw Wiki Watchy Mermaids, Disney, they all stayed in there. That was my rule. I don't care now if I saw whatever's in there. Whatever was in that box is what I scanned. Just random pulls. And I pulled out of different boxes so they were a little different. Not all Massachusetts and stuff. But I did some lots like all New York or something like that. I did some of those, but then I did a mixture of US too. And while I was doing that, I said, am I going to run out of postcards next year if I keep doing this? You get that concern as a reseller. And I know everybody feels that. When you get a big buy and then you list it for a month and all of a sudden you're down to almost nothing again. You got to rush out and get some more inventory. You're always worried about inventory. I hear it all the time from resellers. I can't find anything. I can't do this. In my upcoming videos, I'm going to talk about different ways that I'm going to next year go out farther looking for things, not just my local area, but we'll dive into that later, end of the year and into next year. But sourcing opportunities. Sourcing is a big thing. Finding the right stuff. Everybody's looking for that next big thing. So I said, I need to understand and take that concern away. How can I get that concern off of me? That I got to go out and get some more. I got to get some more. I don't like that feeling. I always, with the toys, I'd buy a big, huge 2-storage lockers. The day after, I'm out there looking for the next buy. And I said, this is not what I want to do with postcards and stuff going forward. It's not sustainable. It's not repeatable as much. It's constant. Takes me away from other things. I want to change that and see if I can do it with postcards. Now, some things you can. You got to get clothes of what's in style and stuff. Not everybody can do something like this. But maybe it'll give you an idea to do something a little different. That's how I wanted to share. And that's what I'm about here. I'm open book. Just ask me questions. It's basically, I don't need to source postcards next year. As you'll see, I have enough. It's not a need, it's a want. Of course I'm going to go out and look for postcards. That's what I do. That's what I like. That's what I like doing. I'm going to go to the antique stores I usually hit, and people are going to call me. I'm going to end up with postcards. It doesn't matter. I turn my head, someone's calling me to get postcards and stuff. Sometimes but this is going to give me the advantage because I really don't need them. I can turn away more and then they'll come back, or I'm going to get good prices because I'm not rushing, not bad buys. So I don't have that concern now into 2024. Now I did a little clip to show you how I set it up in my area here, and we're going to go to that clip, and it's going to set the foundation for the video to show you what I was thinking and how, when I start things, I've never done this, but when I start things snowball and it gets better and better and better. I ended up I think with a pretty good system to start with, and it can change because it's my system. But let me go ahead and walk you through this clip here real quick. It's about 2 minutes, and then we'll come back and we're going to break down the numbers, and I'm actually going to tell you how fast a box of 800 postcards takes to scan on the 580. And then we're going to get into some values and stuff. So let's go take a look at that clip. So this is my office. This is where I work. This is right next to me to my left side. My desk is right over there, is where I work. And this is 12 months of postcards for 2024. What I did is I scanned each box over the last week, and I filled 12 boxes up, and they all fit right down here. So if we get a little closer, you can see I put a number on the front of the boxes. Now the number, just make sure I put them in the right spot, but also that's January number 1, February number 2, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, November, October, November, December. So my goal is to clear out this box every month. That's all I'm going to list, basically. Now we're going to go through the numbers here in a minute on how I broke this down. But that's a whole year of me not worrying about having postcards. Now there is some postcards in here that probably won't get listed due to condition or other things, or my numbers that you'll see in a minute might require a few more postcards per month. And that's what this over here is. These are filler cards. There's 2 full boxes scanned. And if I need to scan any, my scanner, my new 580 that did all these, was flawless. That thing works like a charm. I was shoving them in there as fast as it could take it. And then my 400, my backup, is up there. But that's where everything for next year is all right there. That's all I need. That's all I'm looking to do. Now some people ask, that's my laptop. I use MacBook for things. I charge my phone, my watch. That one there has my buyer account on it. And this is the display you see on the screen. But over here, I found something when I was scanning. This is a paper moon of a little girl hugging the paper moon. That's an $80 card. Well, I'm going to try to get that. But that's basically, everything is set up for 2024. So we're going to talk about the numbers for these boxes and how I came up with what I'm doing. Let's get back to the video. So that's my whole setup for 2024. It's sitting right next to me. Right down here is 12 boxes. Everything is right here. I don't have a concern. I have enough boxes, postcards, to do whatever I want to do in 2024. To do my need for my business. But how did I come up with all this? To make sense, numbers make sense to me. It's 1 or 0. There's really no maybes in my mind. It's just logic type of thing for me. It's how I work. Now, this might not work for everything, because clothes and shoes, they go out of style and stuff like that. Postcards have been around for 100 years. I don't think they're going out of style too soon. But let's break down some numbers. And I'm going to walk you through my thinking and see if it helps you. It's helped me. So I got 12 boxes, 1 for each month, January through December. I put them on a spreadsheet. Of course, here it is. Box number 1 through 12. January, February, March, December, all the way through. Now the boxes I got, when I decided this, I said, what kind of boxes do I want to use and where can I put them? Well, I wanted 12 boxes. And when I bought this large lot from Daniel last year, he had these really nice archival boxes that he uses. And I really like them. But I started with the white boxes and I tried to keep everything the same, so I kind of kept those, but I said, I got a use for these. So I moved some postcards around and stuff like that, and I got 12 of these nice round tan boxes and I put them down there. Fits perfectly. Got 12 boxes right next and 1 for each month. After I did that, I went through and I found postcards. I went through the boxes, just random boxes. I tried to make sure there was no foreign, a lot of greetings and stuff like that, and I made piles. And I would grab from each pile while I scanned through each box. So I'm not just listing one type of postcard for that month. I'm mixing up Massachusetts, Wyoming, Bermuda, Florida. So I just kind of went around, no rhyme or reason, just randomly pulling from each stack. And I ended up with this. This is the total scans per folder. On my computer, I built 12 folders. It's a Windows computer, folders. And I called it box 1, box 2, box 3, and so on to box 12. And I just dumped all those scans into the boxes. And it was a variety of cards. And if you notice, it says box 1 has 1,582 scans. That's front and back. I just want to count how many postcards, so I got to divide that by 2, and I'll show you that. But of course, with me, how fast did I do one box? How long did it take me to do this? I know I'll get questions about that. So here is when from the time the first card, I timed one box. So I said when I put the card in the scanner and I hit go, I hit my stopwatch on the iPhone. And I kept scanning at 400 DPI, not 300 or 800, 400 DPI, not the fastest, not the slowest, gives good resolution. It's what all my scanners are set for. To the time the box, all the cards were saved to the PC. So you can scan them, but it's still going through the software in Epson, and then you have to save it, and it does take a little while to do 1,500 things in there. It depends how fast your computer is. Mine's pretty quick. It's not the fastest in the world. It took 39 minutes to do one box. You got to add 10 minutes for setup and get things ready. So I figured, okay, it takes approximately an hour a box. So I got 12 hours of time in these 12 boxes. And I didn't do them all in one day. I did them over a week or so time. So it takes about an hour to scan a box. So if anybody ever asks you, it takes about an hour. I used to say it takes a half hour, but I forgot to put in the setup time and stuff like that, and confirmation that you did things. So I figure each box was an hour. So how much storage did this take up on my computer? A lot of people have computers that don't have a lot of storage. It basically took up 14.2 gigabytes. I'm scanning at 400 DPI. The higher you go, the larger the file, the more pixels it's going to get in the size of the file. So at 400, I put this number of cards in there for 14 gigabyte basically. Last year I pulled everything down from my cloud storage. I didn't want to pay for that anymore. It's part of my cost reduction, and I installed two 1 terabyte SSD solid state drives in my computer. So I have 2 terabytes sitting there, and they mirror each other. Whatever's on one is on the other. I also have the backup service too that pulls all these files out. I'll never do it because if something happened to that drive, the only things on basically is scanned pictures and stuff. I just rescan the box. It's only an hour. So I'm not going to pay everything to do it, but my service does do that. So basically 12 hours to scan, and that's what it took me. Now there's 1,582 scans in that folder in box 1. I got to divide it by 2 to get the number of postcards, because the front and the back. So I got to get rid of 1 scan. So I divide by 2, and this is the number you come up with. You don't want to double count the front and back, say this is many postcards. So the second column is divide by 2. Then we get into each day of the month. My goal is to finish clearing out that box for January by January 31st. Then I'm done. I've listed what I want to list for January on eBay. And then February starts, and then I got 28 days. March is 31 days. June is 30 days. So I went through and I put in each one of these how many cards per day per scan that I would have to do per box to clean that box out. So like January, I gotta list 26 average a day to clean that box out by the end of the month. 30 a day. There was more in there. I think it depends on the the card stock and stuff like that, and how much I jammed into them. So but they're basically 30 a day if you look at the average on there a little bit. So I went ahead and I took out the total scans, because I'm not going to use that number. It's double counting. So I just put the divide by 2 there. We got 10,312 postcards total in the boxes. Now the average per box, if you look at the bottom down here, there's 859 average per box. If you took all of it and divide by 12, it gives you an average. And then per day is an average of 28 per day, and we can round that to 30. Now what if I sold every one of these cards next year? Just say they sold, which they probably won't, at $5 each. These are arbitrary numbers for demonstration only. You can put whatever number you want in there. I just use 5 because it's easy to talk about. So if I took 10,302 postcards times $5, that's $51,560 in retail listings that I'm putting out. And if I'm listing 28 a day, that's $140 a day in listings. I know some people track it not by the number of items, they track it by how much dollars they've listed. So that's what this will give me. And I'm fine with it. I've been doing something different since eBay now doesn't charge you to schedule listings. Before they would charge you 10 cents or whatever to schedule listings. So I never used it. I didn't use 6-bit that does that either. So I just never used that feature. But once they stopped charging, I said, this might be something I'm going to try. So Monday through Friday now, I've been doing it for a couple months, ever since I figured it in my head. Monday through Friday, I was listing 50 cards plus 5 for Saturday and 5 for Sunday scheduled. So on Saturday and Sunday I had 25 cards going off. I didn't have to list on the weekend, so I took a listing break. I want to continue that because it's kind of nice. I like it. So now I got to do 28 a day average here to clear out my boxes. And I got to add Saturday and Sunday. For the Saturday and Sundays, I have these cards here. These are ones I pull out that need a little bit more research. Not special folder stuff, but like pass by sensor for Navy. I've scanned them and stuff like that. I just never. Those are the piles you'll get that up when you get to it, and they kind of stack up on my desk. So I'm going to take 5, 10 a day and keep these down. I got a whole bunch of boats I need to research. I've run out of stock on a few. Maybe I got some in the closet. I'm going to use those for the weekend as much as possible every day so I can keep these piles down next year. So that helps with that. So this is what the chart looks like now. I'm going to add 5 for Saturday and 5 for Sunday. And the new total on the right side is how many I have to list a day to clean out the box for the month and schedule 25 for Saturday and 25 for Sunday, Monday through Friday. The new numbers at the bottom now come up differently. You're saying you're going to need some more postcards. We'll get to that in a second. It's 10,832 cards now that I need to do my plan, which I basically have in there. I got to do 38 a day now to reach this plan, not 28. I've added 10 more a day. So you can round that up to 40. So I need to do 40 a day. The value, if I sold all these cards, went up a little bit, 54,160, and now I'm listing 190 a day. Then at the bottom there, I just put my cost. What did it cost me for 10,832 postcards? I always use a number is 15 cents a card. It averages out top or bottom. Anything above that gets averaged out by the ones I pay a penny for, which I call these boats and stuff. My cost for all of these cards for 2024 is $1,625, or 3% of the selling cost, roughly. I rounded, there's some rounding there, but 3%. So I got 97% after my cost to play with eBay, taxes, everything like that. I think that's a pretty good deal. Now the problem is they don't sell as fast as some of the other stuff. But if you get enough of them, you get nice consistent sales sometimes. But that's how the numbers broke out, and this is what I came up and said I have enough to do 2024 in there. So my numbers here, I need to do 40 a day is what I need to do to reach my goal. Now you're probably thinking, you added more postcards to the original for the 2 weekend days. You need more postcards. Yes. I need more postcards. That's where these little stacks on my desk come from. That other 2 boxes there and my back stock. I have enough back stock just waiting to jump into that scanner. Now some of them are not what I would list. Some are continental, some are foreign, some are different things. I'll go through those over time. But I have enough backstock to do that. But why did I have that concern that I didn't have enough postcards when I break all this down? I got all that over there. It's just human nature. You want to make sure you can rationalize what you're thinking is correct. Again, not all of these postcards that I scanned are going to be listed. Some are going to have condition issues I didn't catch, or I didn't look at every card. I just pulled them out, and if the stack looked like they're US, they're there. I might get into maybe a good 50 in a box or 100 in a box that were all foreign. I'm going to have to go over and pull out of that other box. So I'm prepared for that. But at least I'm not doing it every day. And with my current backstock, I'm sure I don't need to source postcards, but I will. To conclude this, if you're still with me, so I'm basically set up for 2024 now. I have enough postcards. The concern about having not enough inventory, I don't have that concern for 2024. My cards on my desk will be reduced. I'll get to sometime cards because I'm going to use them for Saturday and Sunday. And I'm not competing. If you notice, I'm competing with myself to clear that box out every month, plus reach my weekend goal. I'm not looking at other sellers trying to be the biggest seller or race with the most cards in the store or the highest price. I'm competing with myself. I'm not worried about eBay all their little problems that everybody's talking about in the search and stuff. I'm focused on clearing that box. In 2024, when that box is cleared out, I'm good for the month. And if I do it early, I got time to do other things. But I'm going to put up that many cards every month, what's ever in that box. So I'm not competing with others or watching that type of stuff. I'm competing with my goal, what I want to do. Now, other things I've done for 2024, I thought I'd bring it up here, is all my spreadsheets are ready to go. I've zeroed them out, added a few things. I'm tracking a little stuff differently. I've been doing it over the year, and that sheet is ready to go for January 1st. I've went through all my supplies. I consolidate what I use. I only use 3 different types of little white boxes. They're all consolidated and stocked going into next year. I don't overstock because most of the stuff I can get within 3 to 4 days. So I'm not gonna buy, 1,000 white boxes just to have them when I know I can buy 50 or 25, 50 at a time from Amazon, and I can get it in 2 days, even on the weekend. They're going to show up. Let them hold the inventory and the money on there. Now, if I have a run, I might pick up a little extra, but I don't go out and buy 10,000 envelopes or anything just to have it for the year, because you're tying your money up, your cash flow. And that's normal. Everything I have or going to purchase is paid for. I have no debt in my business. I don't carry debt. Sometimes when you start off, it's hard to do, but I wait until I have the money to pay for it. Or I use the money I have to pay for it. So I don't have those recurring costs, because you never know what's going to happen the next month. I also set up my YouTube schedule, my videos for next year. I have a schedule of all the topics I want to do. I've got a few blanks in there that I'll come up with something. I've already started research on those. I've got all the templates and stuff built out for the whole year, and I'm just starting to go add all the templates in. Now, I'll redo them when I get closer to them, but at least 75% of the work will be pretty well done. I just got to go and massage it. So I'm already working in the next year. My goals for next year, I've changed a little bit. This year I want to do 14 cards a day. Next year I want to do 16 cards a day. I'm going to bump it up by 2. Instead of $70 a day, I want to do $80 a day. Gives me about $29,000 a year in gross sales. Not bad. I want to still raise my average sale price. And I would like to bring YouTube, the way it's growing, it should reach 3,000 subscribers by the end of next year. But those are all meetable goals, little stretch goals. I don't have a lot of control in some things, but those are the goals I meet. And also, I'm going to be able to do strategic purchases. I'm not going to have to worry about having enough stock. That concern's gone. I don't even think about it now. So I can spend my time looking for some better stock. I have enough average stock. Maybe next year is going to be more better sellers or something like that. And I only want to sell on eBay and Ko-Fi. That little Ko-Fi store for resellers, it's not a big money maker. It's easy to do. The sleeves come in. I don't have to clean them. I don't have to scan them. Someone comes in and buy 10 packs of sleeves. I just put them in a box and I ship them out. And do a little bit of paperwork, because Ko-Fi isn't like eBay. It doesn't have all the reports and stuff like that. You kind of got to do it yourself. So a little bit there, but it's not as busy as easy. 95% of my business, my money, sales come in from eBay. The other 5 to 8% is YouTube and everything else. So it's not a lot, but it's nice to see a little thing popping in. I just use it to buy some more sleeves and stuff like that. Maybe pays for my sleeves I use. But there is my time. There's some taxes. I got to pay Ko-Fi. I got to pay for some other things. So there is a little bump. I just can't give it away because I'm in business and I got to be profitable. And that's on there. But I'm not going to do any cross-posting. I get questions all the time. Why don't you cross-post? I don't trust the applications I'm with it. I come in, I look at eBay, that's it. Look at Ko-Fi. I really like that. I don't have to worry about Etsy, Mercari, Posh. Now, some places have to cross-list, I think. Clothes and stuff like that, you got to get it out there. Postcards, I'm not that concerned. Let me know what you're doing for 2024, because I might have missed something here. Maybe I need to do. I always like to share stuff with people so they share what they're doing and see if it's something I can add into my stuff or change something I'm doing. But this is what I'm doing for 2024. I can change the plan because it's my plan. I'm the boss, right? But I think I got a solid thing to go forward with here. I will need some extra postcards for the weekend stuff and some in there, but I know that and I have the back stock. Do you have any goals? or any plans for 2024? Have you even thought about it yet? So let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Here's some more fish. Bye.